I am Nikki, and I work as an intuitive healer and as an animal communicator and as a medium. People probably know me most for my work with animals, and what they don't know is I do a lot of work with humans and reading energy fields and chakras so that people can be seen in the light for who they truly are and feel into their potential and activate that. And one of the things I'm really curious about doing is offering somewhat of a regular, by the cycle of the moon, kind of readings for the collective people that work with me and that are getting to know me. And so anyways, this is one of those readings that I want to put out there, and today's the new moon in Sagittarius on December 7th, 2018. And as I've been meditating and tuning into the frequency of the people that I'm working with, one of the themes that I'm coming up with this new moon is us really coming into our most authentic selves. And where that's kind of cliche right now, those of us who are doing the work around that know how hard that really is. There's a lot of work around letting go of our conditioning, kind of our domestication process and cultural worldviews, and really the work is around coming into what's unique for you and what your truth is. And the only way I know how to do that is to kind of go through the layers of my heart down into my true voice. It's, I don't want to say it's work, but it's a process to let go of our kind of outer voice, our persona, who we want to present in the world. Also, knowing the voice of your ego versus knowing the voice of your higher self, and where we need both. There's kind of like a really beautiful way that when our personality can let go of needing to know answers and really being in the moment, we can really kind of open up to the higher self and guidance from our soul. I also think of that as our healed self. What is an invitation to all of us is the infrastructure that really supports daily habits, daily practices that support your higher knowing and your higher self, and the recognition of living a life where we're connected to that knowing. And so I would say right now would be a time of cleaning out clutter, cleaning out relationships that you've outgrown, clearing out anything that has felt toxic to you, because there's a way that I think a lot of us have gone through probably a ragged, hard, challenging time that serves a purpose. During this time, over the past few years, I've worked with a lot of people that have gone through fires and huge amounts of losses, myself included, health challenges. All of that is around a purging and a clearing. And so where a lot of us might be still dealing with the aftermath and the fallout and the residue of that, there's a way that it's not too early to start putting in an infrastructure that you can lean on as a practice and build the muscle of creating the foundation of what is to come. So a lot of us, I think, have the opportunity to go into one, what is true for you now based on what you've evolved and opened up to, and have you be a real authority on what's real for you, which means not giving your power away to a situation, to a circumstance, to a person. All of that is really up for us. And when we know what's true for us, how do we ground what's true for us? For me, I have a practice in daily movement. I have my meditation practice. I try to put clean foods into myself. There's ways that as we ground this higher frequency that is moving through us through an earth-based practice, which means here in the world, and through things we do here in the world versus just staying in the spiritual realms, that we can actually become more and more embodied. And that's the opportunity at this time. There's guidance around having patience with our process, and taking the time, but knowing that there's nowhere that isn't sacred or where spirit isn't supporting us. And so even in our deepest pain and our deepest angst, there's a way that in our mundane everyday experience of the world, that there's information, feedback, relationship that is being experienced through our daily experience. So look for that, because that's where the magic is to me, is to see that in an ordinary experience that there's this beautiful magic that kind of coexists with some of our pain, some of our angst. And it's a time of networking and also being in relationship with your guides, the angelic realm, your animals on the other side, your higher self, however you want to look at that frequency of magic from the other side. Make a point to reach out and connect with it. Sometimes I do it through journaling and going through a process of just free associating writing. I also do it through a process of just spontaneous movement, not thinking so much about what and how to move and the technicalities, but just letting spirit move my body. And that's a really beautiful practice around being embodied. So create an intention around your full moon today, or not full moon, I'm sorry, new moon, knowing that it is grounded in kind of an infrastructure for what is to come, but also that it is a time of expansion, even though there's some fallout from some of the stuff that you've been going through. Anyways, my love to all of you. Thank you for giving me your time and for listening, and have a really good day. Happy new moon to you. Bye-bye.